Have you ever heard of the Philadelphia story? And no, I'm not talking about Rocky. I'm in Salad and I saw the Philadelphia story. It is directed by George Secor, written by Donald Ogden Stewart. And if you haven't seen this movie, I will spoil it for you. This is requested by a Patreon. If you'd like a fast track movie review, patreon.com/ASEPresents. On with the review. This episode starts, we're following Tracy, and she's getting married. This is, first of all, a very heavily social film where we see the interactions of everybody socializing with each other. So we got Tracy, she's getting married to this guy named George, who is very wealthy. Tracy was married to a guy named Dexter, but they got divorced because the family didn't like that. They didn't like his status or his class. Too low class for the family. So she had to divorce him, right? However, he's working with the newspaper business, and what's interesting is that he is assigned this wedding. Hey, go report on this wedding. And so he sends in 2 people plus himself to go into this wedding to do some reporting, right? And it's all fun. They like to smooze around. Most of this movie's interaction, I feel like it's establishing the social dynamics at play. Obviously you got Tracy, and she's listening to her father, and her father is the ultimate authority in her life. However, she's also trying to just get the feel of everyone at this pre-wedding party. Why is everyone at this wedding? But there's like a pre-wedding gathering, and then there's this wedding gathering, right? So I'm like, okay, so everyone's at this pre-wedding gathering. The wedding hasn't started yet. Everybody has to come in from out of town. Like, all the family has to come in and aggregate here before the wedding happens. Anything that could go wrong might go wrong, and indeed it does. Tracy, she's like, ooh, Mike, oh, you're kind of cute, Mike. Mike is one of the reporters supposed to report on the wedding. She's the bride of the wedding that this Mike is supposed to report on, and they get a little bit of drunk, and then they have a little bit of a kissu, and then they have a little bit of a swimming in a pool, and Mike carries Tracy into bed. George is like, what? Crazy, this is terrible. I should not stand for this. One innocent little kiss can destroy plans. And this George is like, you know what? Now that I'm looking at you, I'm not liking you. I don't want to marry you no more. I'm like, okay, great. Now, who's the dad going to be happy with? Who is the dad going to let his daughter marry, right? Well, luckily Dexter is there. They had already previously divorced, so how convenient. We still have a wedding ceremony that needs to be done. Who's going to marry Tracy? Dexter comes in, can I remarry you? Well, first of all, it's Mike. And then they're like, nah, that's a stupid idea. I just freaking met you. And Tracy doesn't even want to be in a relationship with Mike. It's hilarious. But they end up marrying Tracy and Dexter yet again. And it makes me wonder, wow, a lot of expenses for no reason if you're just going to get married again. Was there a prenup of some kind? Well, I guess the woman would have the richer side of the family than Dexter. But Dexter's a hard-working guy. He's going to work for the family approval, especially of the father. It's the devil you know kind of situation. So this movie, I would describe first 2 acts, just setting up the social dynamics at play. And I liked watching the social dynamics, but it's a little bit boring for me, I'm not gonna lie. However, things get really heated and interesting by the 3rd act. When Tracy does a kissu with Mike, and then I'm like, wait, isn't she supposed to get married? This is not a good idea. 3rd act is where it gets interesting. I feel like you need the first 2 acts to establish all the characters, and you also got to show in the 3rd act all of these people who are affected by Tracy's behavior. So ultimately, it's a fun movie. I don't know if I'd watch it again. It's not really for me. I get it, it's pretty good. I like it. There's a lot of good set pieces. I feel like the actors and the actresses in this house using it as a set piece, I think that's great. I think we need more of that in media. More, please. I need more of that. It felt like a play, but a movie. And I also like showcasing the entire house and the way that the camera was placed and the movement of the camera throughout the scenes and the editing and all that fun jazz. It felt like I knew the entire house. It was choreographed for me. It was pretty great. The actors and the actresses did a pretty good job at acting. The only thing that I really have a problem with is how boring the first 2 acts are. But the actors and actresses are great. It's hard for me to give this a low score. I'm gonna have to give this a solid 7 out of 10. If you like this review, watch another one the platform really likes that, $20 dinos at patreon.com/ASEPresents for 1 movie review per 1 month. Go to this link tree to support the daily grind of all them daily movie reviews. And until next time in Salad Saw, I'll see you later, my salad croutons and bacon bits. I'm gonna go find a pool now. In Philadelphia. Wait, hold on. Why are there pools in Philadelphia? I know it's hot, right, in the summer, but it gets really cold up there. Pipes freeze. I feel like Philly would be a bad place to have a pool outside.